Greetings again, StarCraft 2 fans. Negative Space here, bringing you a StarCraft 2 2 vs 2 comedy. I said comedy again. Commentary. I really don't know why I do that. I think as I'm going along casting, I think you, especially as the listener, can notice that I'm probably getting a little bit better. I think even I notice I'm getting a little bit better. And that's good, because I'm hoping you're enjoying these. And I would like to get better. Trying to always do better is always a very good goal. Definitely a goal of mine. And so if you would like to comment, give me any advice, any suggestions, any comment saying anything at all for that matter, it would always be welcome. We're talking about one of the profile pictures of our opponents. It's always hard to remember what each profile picture is. I don't honestly spend a whole lot of time knowing that information, so maybe it would be good just to know how good your opponents are, I suppose, if that's even a way to gauge how good opponents are. You might think it is, you might think it isn't. But my ally over here, Paladin, playing as Protoss today, his main race is Zerg, so playing off race, likes to dabble in Protoss, a little bit in Terran every once in a while. And our two opponents are going to be Zalon, a purple Zerg, and Beta 1, the teal Zerg. Zerg vs Zerg, a very difficult matchup for us, as you've probably seen in at least one of our replays in the past. I'm going to be opening regular build here. So far 2 barracks, gonna get a third one momentarily. And a new strategy I've been wanting to try is mixing in Reapers with my builds. Trying to see how that goes. Reapers do a lot of damage versus light units, and they have 2 attacks. So it's interesting to look at, because the Zerg player waiting for his ally to catch up was a good idea. It's interesting to look at because Marines have stim and 5 more hit points with the shield upgrade, and Reapers have half a point less range. So whether they're stronger or not, there could be an argument either way against certain matchups. The Zerglings here coming in, trying to get some harassment done. Probably not the best idea against Protoss. Zealots are very strong with that melee attack of theirs, 2 attacks, 8 damage, and probes can just regenerate their health, as well as the Zealots. Zealot, he's a trooper man, 4 hit points left. He is glad to be alive, I'm sure. Whereas if they'd pushed against me, I probably just recently got these 2 Marines out, so I would have only had 5 Marines against 12 Zerglings, which would probably be in favor of the Zerg player. Can inflict a lot more economic damage versus SCVs than probes, as I would have to stop my SCVs, spend resources repairing if I decided to do so. And 4th barracks going up as well. I'm not sure why I went 4 barracks here. I was thinking they're probably going to go an all-in. I'm always conscious of that possibility, as Zerg, if they decide to go all-in attacks and you don't have, and you're still on 3 production facilities, they can and probably almost always win out in that scenario. Deciding on whether we should push out here or not yet. Don't have quite a bit of Marines, but the problem is these upgrades are not underway just yet. This tech lab should probably start researching here momentarily. This SCV heading out for some reason. Can't really see his path. See, we'll keep an eye on him in just a moment. Okay, Tech Labs getting down. Protoss air weapons being researched already. And this Phoenix has spawned. As Protoss, my ally really likes to go air. He feels that's a strong suit with Protoss, and it really, I think he really does a good job with it. Helps us out a lot, being able to be flexible, being able to harass with them. Oh, and here we go. That's the SCV went out to take the watchtowers, but almost the same time, just afterwards, the Zerg players moved out to take them as well with these Zerglings. Once the Phoenix are out, very important to be able to scout the expansions. But here they go. They have not yet expanded. They're still doing one base play. Quite a bit of Banelings here, quite a bit of Roaches, and quite a bit of Zerglings. These Marines out here to know whether they're pushing or not. And the battle is underway. A lot of Roaches here, Banelings even exploding, more Banelings exploding, the Zealots taking the brunt of that attack. Phoenix raising up Roaches, being able to separate those. And oh, that Baneling getting at least one Marine there. Other Marines are hurting, trying to take more Roaches out of this battle to give my forces a stronger chance to be able to survive here. More Roaches being picked up. And being able to hold that off. The help of these Phoenix being able to split up their army. Our expansions both complete here. After that battle's over, being able to divide some attention to those, and theirs are just starting. The Phoenix here in just a minute should go scouting. That's what they're good at, and just then heading out. You can tell by the production tab, trying to macro up a lot of units here. Upgrades finally complete. Notice that expansion's just getting started. And seeing what their base looks like. Oh, this Queen could go down. Some Hydralisks are already out to defend with it. They saw those Phoenix earlier. And the Queen, oh no, 8 hit points. Almost went down. These Hydralisks are going to take out 2 Phoenix. That could come in to make a big difference here. Spore Crawlers going down, forcing our opponents to get down several Spore Crawlers here to be able to keep his workers from being picked off, keep his Queen from being picked off. Oh, another Phoenix could go down here, just barely making out of there. These Phoenix really in here, these Hydralisks really in here to be able to fend it off. But over here we have an attack mounting. The Zerg player really in his base, worried about losing workers and Queen to those Phoenix, but not able to also protect his hatchery up here. This hatchery could go down, a scan going down to see if any forces approach, keeping a situational awareness there. And these forces move in, taking down this hatchery. No counterattack as of yet. And the hatchery goes down, that Overlord went down. There's got to be a very happy Marine here somewhere. And the watchtower nearby. This expansion over here is pretty well saturated. Queen setting up some creep tumor is going to be able to keep sight on this destructible debris, whether that is being taken down or not. Income tab, that Zerg player is actually pretty far ahead with his superior harvester count. For some reason I got this bottom refinery. I like getting the refinery that's further away from my opponents first. Must not have been thinking about that quite, a whole lot at that point. Actually getting a 5th barracks. Usually, not sure why I did that. I don't have a starport yet. Maybe it was a mistake perhaps. There goes the starport. I built it over here because recently I've noticed my mech units have been getting stuck behind too many buildings. If buildings are placed too close together, tanks cannot fit in one space between buildings. Have to be two spaces. So I have to be very conscious of that as a Terran player in building placement, as bases can get very crowded once adding on these add-ons to all the buildings. Still macroing up army here. Take a look at the army tabs. Let's see. The two Zerg players still have pretty good army. They're a little bit ahead, but for the most part we're pretty even. No upgrades down for our team, and it doesn't appear to be any for the Zerg as well yet. Go back to the production tab. Spoke too soon. One upgrades are going down now. That's right. My allies, I was researching those attack upgrades earlier. Scouts going down. Not actually a scout, a Phoenix scouting, since scouts are no longer in the game as of StarCraft 2. And here they are, maybe looking to push out again, maybe looking to assert some map control. First stop, Xel'Naga Watchtower engagement going down. Very interesting concave here, but looks pretty even, but looks like this carrier could be making the difference here. Stim probably made a big difference, but it's actually not too terribly one-sided here. Carrier lost some interceptors, quite a few kills on these Marines here.